I would like you to invite you to the discussion group on successfully launching university satellites from design to orbit. And we've seen a lot of university satellites being launched in the recent years, and it's growing. And this is a good thing. And there's a lot of things we can do with university satellites that we can't do with the commercial ones. But on the other hand, we also see a lot of missions unfortunately failing and not being successfully conducted. And we would like to look at the reasons for that, and but also before looking at the reasons for failing a mission, we want to look at the goals universities are actually putting in place, why they are developing university satellites. So the typical areas where students are going to be educated in, so system engineering, project management, satellite operations, and those goals I would like to discuss because they're very important when it comes to how to build your satellite project. But then also, maybe even more important, what are the typical problems that we are facing? And one of them is high student fluctuations. So students come and go, obviously, that it's their education, and with them also expertise comes and goes. And this poses bigger problems for student projects usually. Also significant launch delays. When we're waiting for a launch for a year, most of the students that participated in the project are already moved on, basically. And also for the satellite system, it means that it needs to be maintained all the time. Limited financial budgets. I think I can speak for all of the universities that this is a huge problem when it comes to satellite projects because they are costly and because there's only limited funding usually. So we need to look into options and ways how to handle this basically. And perhaps last but not least, regulatory issues. So what kind of student or who would like to work on frequency allocation as a master thesis or launch negotiation as a master thesis? I don't think anybody except for like financial students or something, or a law student would like to work on that. But aerospace students don't really are, they're interested in the technology and not in the launch negotiations. So how to handle that in a student project is an interesting point. So my idea for the discussion, but this is certainly not limited to this, is that I would like to discuss what are the typical issues we're facing. So I put some here, but those are just my ideas, and I'm sure that other university projects have faced other issues. So I would like to collect them in order to know what we're talking about. And then obviously we would like to look into ways we can handle those problems and what we can do to reduce risks for successfully launching our university satellites. And then maybe also the cooperation. I mean, it's a UNISEC meeting here, and the cooperation between the universities can help in successfully launching the satellites, and we can learn from other satellites. This is a big thing because I see it very often that university projects make the same mistakes all over the places again, and by better cooperating, I think we can avoid a lot of mistakes. And then I would like also for maybe shortly talk about standards, because standards can help to avoid mistakes, to properly build your satellite, but it can also be very slowing down the process basically. And what standards are there, and what standards do we want to have there in order to successfully build our satellite? And then again, last but not least, how is a university CubeSat or satellite project planned, and how can we successfully establish a long-term university plan for building student satellites? So those are the topics I suggest for the discussion, but I'm open for more, and I would be happy if you'd join me. Thank you.